Hello and welcome to the new and revamped Dad Corner. Stick around because today we're going to have something special. We're talking to Tim Schmoyer from Schmovies about vision, leadership, and priorities. Welcome, I'm Sean and this is Dad Corner. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button. We put out a vlog every day. We release new music, we release a new song every month, and Dad Corners comes out every Tuesday at 3 o'clock, as well as a bunch of other little goodies we stick in there every now and again. If you're interested in where this show is going, why we took a break, and how you can help develop the conversation, then stick around for after the interview with Tim. I'm really excited about this interview. I had a really great time talking to him. He's somebody I've been watching for a while on several of his channels. He had some things that I thought offered a lot of insight. So, without any further ado, let's roll that footage. Welcome back to Dad Corner. We said we were going to restart it and that we'd be doing interviews, and we're doing a bunch of them here. This is the first one with Tim Schmoyer, and today we're going to be talking about some of his thoughts on being a dad. Let me tell you a little bit about why I like Tim. I found him because he has a channel where he teaches people how to do better YouTube stuff, right? And then from there I found his family's vlog channel, and I love it because I feel like I learn more practical advice about parenting from just watching them. We have a notebook that we take notes of, okay, the one that I remembered was, that I always remember because it blew my mind, is when you go to get your kids a new pair of shoes, go for a 2-for-1 deal and buy a half a pair up. Now you have enough shoes for quite a while. So
yeah, so buy one for them now, and then buy whatever the size they're going to need next. Get that one for free.
Exactly. So I think of them as the notebook vloggers because I learned so much from them.
Not because of the movie.
Not because of the movie. Tell us about your family and you a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm a dad. I got 6 kids. We're pregnant with baby number 7. Our oldest is about to turn 8, which is awesome. So we managed to cram 7 kids into 8 years, and they're awesome. It's a lot of work, very busy, and sometimes stressful, very exhausting, but the rewards of doing hard things are always good. And that's one of the things my wife and I keep reminding ourselves. It's like, hard work brings good reward, and usually the best things in life are the things that take the most amount of work. Yeah. So we have a lot of work.
And their channel does a good job of having a really strong statement of they're trying to build their family team, and they do things together. They go through that hard work together, working as a team. Yeah. I really like that. Yeah,
it's really important for us that, like, rather than thinking like a family our size can't survive if everyone is seen as an isolated individual and the parents' job is to serve those kids. Mm-hmm. It's just not sustainable. So we look at it as Christians, we believe that God put each of us together for a reason, and as a dad, one of my role I feel is like, how do I lead my family in a way that takes that like, this kid has this specific strength, this ability, personality, how does that complement my other kid with this, that, or the other thing, and how do we work together as a cohesive unit as opposed to like just isolated individuals where Johnny's got his bedroom, his own computer, TV, bed, and like we set them up their own individual apartments, isolated in different corners of the house. We're like, it doesn't work for us. So
that has really inspired Natalie and me, and we'll talk about that during the vlog. Because we have some thoughts on that as well, but we love the idea of doing things together as a family team, which is part of the reason we love their vlog. What, in your definition, makes a good father?
A definition is hard. I can give you some common elements, I think. Okay. Like it's a dad who loves his wife and serves her first. I guess I could boil it all down to a dad who serves sacrificially. So that includes but definitely your wife. Includes your children, and I also think it's a leadership role where you're serving, but you're also leading by example. And then I think there's an element that's often missed. I don't know a better word for it, but it's having like a vision for your family. Okay. Like a lot of like dads are really like good at in the workplace. They have a vision for their company. They have goals and milestones that they're trying to achieve and places they're trying to get to as like a company. And then they come home and they sit on the couch and watch ESPN because they're watching other people try to achieve their goals and their vision and win at this game. But they have nothing defined as a family, like what's a win for our family. Yeah. Like, and so the dads I think dads are like natural coaches, and they're often rooting for like their work team or their sports teams, but they don't think of their family as a team.
Okay.
And so I think like a definition of a good dad is a dad who sees himself as a coach, who's like leading, serving, and has a vision for this is what a win looks like for our family. And part of my job, my role is to help our family get there.
Oh.
Like, what's your vision for your family? Like in 5-10 years, what do you want it to look like? Okay, well, how do we back up? And I'm not saying it's all systematic. People aren't robots, right? But at least having an idea of where you're heading will help you be more likely to get there than having just like, let's just raise our kids till they're 18 and they're out of the house.
Yeah.
And then like the relationships suffer and everything, like, you know, it's just kind of like accidental.
Some of the things that we talk about in business go along really well with this. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, you're never going to get there. And so I really like this thought that your family needs that same vision. How does YouTube affect you as a dad in both the good ways and the bad ways?
Well, the good ways is that it provides a lot of freedom personally. You know, we're at a place where I have a staff of people who work for me on our channels and the business around YouTube. And so they can do a lot of things, and that frees up some of my time to be able to like now that we're pregnant baby number 7, be like, you know what, I'm gonna have to back off to maybe like 15 hours a week, and I can do that because there's other people who run that. So that's not unique to YouTube. That's just like being a business owner in general. If the goal of your business is to provide and take care of your family. If the goal of the business is to grow and make money, then you don't take time off. But for me, like, the goal is to provide for a family. So like, I do this partly so that I have the freedom and flexibility to serve my family the way that I need to. So that's a huge plus, is having that freedom, that flexibility. Another huge plus is that, and this again, more business ownership than just YouTube, but as a business owner, you don't have a cap on your income. You can make a lot more money than if someone's gonna pay you to sit at a desk at a job or do something like you're making money for someone else, but they might give you raises like once in a while, but they're not gonna give you like a 50% raise like a business could earn, you know, over and above and beyond. So
it's easier to have 6.5 kids when you can grow your income to whatever you need to.
Now there's no bottom on your income either, so you're taking that risk, but you know, growing over time, you learn how to make it more stable and things like that, so it's less volatile and things like that. But yeah, so I think there's more business ownership in general than YouTube, but some of the downsides specifically about YouTube is that I wonder how, I don't have any good answers for this. I just don't know what's going to happen to my kids when they're used to talking to like cameras, you know? I also don't know, like, growing up as someone who, like, a lot of people know who they are, but they don't know who those other people are. Okay. You know, of being like a known influencer, celebrity, however you want to call it. I don't know how that's going to influence them. So you kind of right now have kind of protected them from a lot of that. Like, they're not here at events like this, and they know people watch, but I don't think they really get it, which is probably good. So we haven't figured out exactly what to do with that as they get older, but. I don't ever want that to go to their head. I don't ever want them to think that they're better than someone else. You know, those types of things that could come with something like that. So right now they're still young, but it's something I'm thinking about.
And that's something that you're probably just watching as things happen and adjusting. I'm guessing your family's plan for that?
Yeah, I don't really have a good plan for it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm kind of watching some of the other families around here and talking to some of them, like, how's it going, where your kids at? So some of them have their kids here for the first time, that they're ever going to be exposed to an audience that actually watch their videos. So I'm going to talk with them, how did that go, what impact did it have on your kids, you know, that type of thing. So I'm going to learn from other people.
That's good. It's always good to learn from people who are smarter than you. Yeah. It's part of the reason I pay attention. Can you think of one important lesson you've learned about being a dad, and then tell us a story of how you learned it?
One important lesson of being a dad. I think the most important lesson that I've been learning lately is that it's easy for the kids to become pretty consuming, especially when you have a lot of little ones like we do. And so you wake up, their diapers need to be changed instantly, they gotta be fed breakfast, you go through the day, you put them down for bed, you know, then you're just tired, you just wanna veg on like watching like a movie or something, which we don't get to watch much TV at all, but you know, you just wanna catch up on something, and then your marriage starts to suffer because you're like not spending as much time alone together, investing into each other as you need to, because all of your attention is on the kids. And we've heard from a lot of people who have done that their kids' lives, and the kids leave, and the parents look at each other like, who are you? We spent 18 years together, but our marriage has revolved around our children, and now that they're moved out, what is our marriage?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So that's been something that we've been talking a lot about, my wife and I, and trying to figure out how do we make each other a higher priority when the demands of our kids are so high. So we're making some strides towards it, like being intentional. This comes down to vision again, and making a strategy to reach that. Like, we're, you know, praying every day together in the morning and the evening. You know, we wake up. At least we wake up next to each other. We don't always go to bed next to each other. It's a problem because once the house is quiet, that's my prime opportunity to get work done.
Okay.
So I end up working after my wife goes to bed, and that's not good. She's like, we need to go to bed together more often. So that's another thing we're doing. After the kids go to bed, not doing anything social media related or work related, and just playing a game together or hanging out talking, like just setting boundaries for each other, and you know, putting those things in place. So those are some basic simple things that you guys probably already know, but if you don't pay attention to it like us, it just eventually, you just don't.
It can get easy to get it crowded out by everything else.
Yeah.
I really like that he said praying together. It's something Natalie and I do every morning and every night, and it makes a really big difference when you stop, you kneel down, and you talk to God with your spouse and say, okay, this is what our day is about, this is what's on our minds, you get on the same page together right there. So,
and it's my job to initiate that. As the spiritual leader, we believe of our family, who's responsible for our family. Like, that's a lot of pressure. So it's my job to initiate that, not for my wife. So.
Yeah. I think it's easy quite often for us men to forget and let the spiritual stuff rest on our wives. And I like that you said that. My wife shouldn't have to tell me every time I need to pray or read scriptures or whatever it is. I should have the responsibility and self-control to do that. So that's a great point. You have 2 minutes to give one message to every dad in the world. What's your message? What do you think is most important to tell them?
Love your wife, first and foremost. Well, love God first and foremost, then your wife. And put her first before your own needs. Which, like, even at an event like this, it's so easy for me to just talk to so many people. And I gotta be like, no, my wife's with me on this trip. We're gonna break away, and we're just gonna spend a long time together. So put her first, and then lead your family. I mean, like, come up with a vision. Like, sit down with your spouse and say, hey, what's our vision for our family? Where do we want this to be? Come up with like a picture, paint a picture. That's why it's called a vision, because it's like more of a picture of what you want this to look like. And then put a process in place. It doesn't have to be super rigid, but just a few things to get to where you want it to go, so that your family is a cohesive unit and not just a bunch of isolated individuals cohabiting the same space together.
I'll put my endorsement on that, because that's how SylverandZeus came around. We sat there and said, we've been kind of going here and here, just chasing whatever seems like it might work for a while. What do we want to do? And we spent about 6 months. We created a plan, and that's how we're here. And life is so much better, and you're happier when you actually feel like your family is moving forward in life. So, anything else you want to add in for us?
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. I will put a link in a card, probably earlier in the video already, but also put it in the description down below. You should go check out his family. Check back next week for our next interview. Thanks. Bye. Big thank you to Tim for that interview. I really enjoyed it. Remember, if you don't know who he is, check his link out in the description down below. Go visit his channel and send him some love from us. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that we started Dad Corner up once, and it didn't quite have a direction, and we stopped it after, I think, just maybe 2 episodes. We filmed a couple more, and we realized we didn't know where it was going, so we stopped. We have a much better idea now of what we want to do with this. It's going to stay Dad Corner for the moment. Natalie is pretty heavily involved in it. She may be, at some point in time coming out on this, may be more about parenting. We've thought about her starting her own series about moms. We've thought about several different things, but I think we're going to be talking about parenting, stuff from mom's side, stuff from the dad's side, etc. And Natalie will be involved in that, but it's going to take shape over a while. We want you involved in shaping this show as well. We already plan on introducing several segments. For example, we're going to do a weekly Dads in the News. We'll talk to you about anything notable, inspiring, or interesting, discussion-worthy from dads that have been in the news that week. But we really want to know, what do you think? What would you like to see? What would you like to see from a dad show? What are ideas that you would have for segments, or just things you think would be good to talk about? What topics would you like to see us discuss? who would you like to see us interview, etc. Let us know in the comments down below. I'd really like to hear your thoughts as we develop this show. And thanks for watching today, guys. If you are new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button. Check out our daily vlog. We'll be back with Dad Corner again next Tuesday at 3 o'clock. Until then, we'll see ya. Bye.
Photobombing in the back.
Double me.
If you liked it, subscribe. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you liked it, comment.